My name is Stella. I am 24 years old. For most of my life, I believed dreams were fragile things, delicate paper promises that could be destroyed by a single careless hand. I just never imagined those hands would belong to my parents. The night everything changed began like every other Sunday dinner, predictable, controlled, heavy with unspoken rules. Our dining room smelled of roasted spices and polished wood. The chandelier above cast a warm glow across the table, but warmth was something this house had long forgotten. My father sat at the head of the table, posture rigid, authority unquestioned. My mother arranged dishes with mechanical precision, and I sat there, holding an envelope that felt heavier than it should have. It bore the seal of the university I had dreamed about for years, a full scholarship, my escape, my future. I had rehearsed that moment countless times. I imagined pride in their eyes, approval, maybe even love. But reality rarely follows imagination. My hands trembled slightly as I spoke. "Dad, I got the scholarship." Silence. Not the proud silence I expected, not the stunned joy of parents witnessing their child succeed. This silence was cold, evaluating, dangerous. My father didn't smile. He didn't congratulate me. He didn't even ask where. He simply extended his hand. I hesitated for a fraction of a second, then placed the envelope in his palm. He opened it slowly. His eyes scanned the letter. 1 second, 2 seconds, and then he laughed. Not loudly, not warmly, a small, dismissive laugh that made something inside me shrink. "A scholarship?" he repeated. "So now you think you can leave this house?" I blinked, confused. "It's an opportunity." Before I could finish, he stood up. And then it happened. He held the letter between his fingers and struck a match. For a moment, I thought he was joking, that this was some twisted test. But the flame touched paper. The edges curled instantly. The university crest blackened. My future caught fire in front of me. I couldn't breathe. The room filled with the faint smell of burning paper and something far worse, burning hope. I watched the flames climb, consuming years of effort, sleepless nights, quiet determination. He dropped the burning letter into a ceramic bowl and watched it turn to ash. "No daughter of mine," he said calmly, "needs independence." His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. Authority doesn't shout when it believes itself absolute. My mother didn't move, didn't protest. Her eyes remained fixed on her plate, as though obedience had long replaced emotion. And I sat there frozen, staring at the ashes of the life I had almost touched. That should have been the end of the story, but it wasn't, because someone else was watching. My grandmother had been seated quietly at the far end of the table. She had witnessed every word, every gesture, every cruel decision. She did not speak immediately. She waited. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30. Then she stood. The sound of her chair sliding back echoed like thunder in that suffocating silence. She walked to the table with calm, deliberate steps. No anger, no raised voice, just certainty. She looked at the ashes in the bowl, then at my father. "You burned her future," she said softly. My father smirked. "I protected my family." My grandmother nodded slowly, as though she had expected that answer. Then she reached into her handbag. From inside, she removed a thin folder, ordinary, unremarkable, but when she placed it on the table, the air in the room changed. "Then it is only fair," she said calmly, "that we discuss yours." My father frowned. "What is this?" "Ownership," she replied. He opened the folder. At first, confusion flickered across his face, then disbelief, then fear. Because inside that folder was the legal documentation of every asset he believed he controlled. The house, the business, the land. None of it was his. All of it had been under my grandmother's name. Always. He looked up slowly, color draining from his face. "That's not possible." Her voice remained steady. "You were so busy controlling your daughter's future, you never noticed yours was borrowed." The silence that followed was heavier than anything I had ever felt. My father, the man who believed himself untouchable, stood there powerless. "You can't do this," he whispered. "I already did," she replied. Then she turned to me. "Pack your bags," she said gently. "You're going to university." My heart pounded so loudly, I thought it might break through my chest. But